Hello and welcome back to Versus Live. We are here for match 2 today, exploring core set 2020. Had a nice little match between Gruul, Dinosaurs, and Is It Phoenix in the first one, and now we're moving on to some Boros creations, both of us actually. My deck is listed as mono red, but there's a small white splash. I think with the curve on this deck being a little higher, you would want some temples in your deck regardless. Once you add the red-white temple, it's pretty easy to get a little bit of a splash in there. So we got some Deafening Clarions between main and sideboard, a couple disenchants on the board, just a small touch of it, but mainly mono red. This is from Sam Black, and it is an artifact-based deck. We've got Karn the Great Creator and Karn Scion of Urza, but it's really a Power Stone Shard deck.
Yeah.
So we got...
which is what we've seen all the time, right?
Yes.
This is a standard staple, Power Stone Shard,
And Sam always just plays the best decks.
Tier 1, no deviation,
So we got 3 in the main, we got 1 on the sideboard to find with Karn, the Great Creator, and then 4 copies of Saheeli Sublime Artificer actually lets you turn your servo tokens into more copies of Power Stone Shard. And then you have more copies of them, and they all make more mana, and then you make ridiculous amounts of mana, and then you just do weird stuff with it.
It's going to be interesting.
Which is really Sam's alley. He's either sacrificing stuff or making obscene amounts of mana.
And I feel like red-white kind of control-less strategies are something that we've seen a lot from, and he has a lot of success with, which, I mean, it feels like red-white control in most metagames just couldn't function, but Sam finds a way.
Yes, well, he finds a way with giant amounts of mana. You know, we've got some big things. We've got a Meteor Golem to tutor for from the sideboard. Of course,
the standard staple.
Draw extra cards, cast all of them, Karn Scion of Urza, and then make some Karn Structs, and then we've got big Chandra to ramp into, and then very few creatures on our side of the battlefield, really just the servo tokens. So sweep everything up with that, and we're just going to do some nonsense.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
And your deck is also going to do some nonsense, but it's a nonsense that people have already seen before.
A little bit of familiar nonsense. Yeah, I'm playing Boros Feather. Pretty standard stuff. You can't really deviate too much from the creatures. You really need, the core Feather, the 10th Lieutenant, and Adanto Vanguard as like your main creatures. And then we are getting a new toy in the form of God's Willing. Really kind of trying to stress test to see how good that card is with Feather, and I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be really good.
It is a significant upgrade from Sheltering Light, let me tell you.
Yeah. Do you think Protection is good against a mono red deck?
I think it's going to be pretty good.
Stay tuned.
I also think the fact that I'm playing Lightning Strike in my deck instead of Lava Coil might hurt me against the 3/4 flyer. So
I maybe should side it out. You can't even kill the Feather anyways.
Yeah, side out Feather in your Feather deck, please.
No. Side out God's Willing. They can't die anyways.
But the card just does so much. It protects it from every removal spell, basically. A little awkward against Teferi Time Raveler, though. If you do a Feather, you can just respond to the Teferi on the stack, and they can't target it, and then you'll get the God's Willing back. So you won't have to preemptively use it. But it can be a little awkward against that card specifically. But countering, the ability on Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, or any other Planeswalker, Vraska, Golgari Queen, Ugin, anything, the Ineffable. So anything like that is going to be really good. Getting your creatures through, when you've pumped a
10th Lieutenant.
10th District Lieutenant, getting it through a blocker. If they have a block for Dreadhorde Arcanist and you really want to get it through to, flash back a key removal spell without losing it, you can do that. And just so much more versatile than Sheltering Light was. So, and it was really the key card of Heroic, every single build of Heroic back in the Theros era, from Azorius to Jeskai to Bant. God's Willing was probably the best card in every single one of those decks. Maybe Dromoka's Command was a little bit better in Bant, but only against creature decks. God's Willing was just so good, so flexible. Just covers all of your bases. And then you also get to play Temple of Triumph. A pretty solid card in your deck. You don't really have 1-drops. So you get something to do on turn 1, and you're a deck that wants to find all these disparate pieces and put them all together in the right order. So I think the Temple is going to function really well in your deck as well.
I will say, as far as like the Temple in my deck, I am a deck that wants to curve out a lot. And for anybody who remembers the Temple cycles before, our testing name for this card was always the Temple of Tilt.
Because regardless of the color combination.
Anytime you needed your 4th land on tap, Temple's right there just to tilt you off a little bit. And hopefully it's not the same case for me. For you, I feel it's a lot more important because you don't normally have to be doing something every single turn. You're really building up to these key turns where you just kind of, go off. But
my turn 3, I can kill a creature, play a tapped land, set everything up. So a little bit better in my deck, but your turn 1 temples are going to be very appreciated.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, we're just going to go ahead and get right into it.
I'm in.
Corey, you lost the first match, so you get the option to play on this one as well.
I'll start.
Okay.
Good luck. All right, let's see what we can do. I didn't play a lot of this deck back in the day, but I've lost to it a lot.
I played the Bant Heroic deck for exactly one tournament.
Yeah.
I won that tournament and then never played it again.
Wow, okay. That makes sense. Why would you continue to play something that you won with, right?
Yeah. No, it was too good. I just wanted to give everyone else a chance, and I'm that kind of a charitable guy.
Is that what you did last weekend?
Yeah. I did it on purpose.
All right, I'll keep.
I will keep as well.
All right, your turn. Sounds a little slow, but I think it's still functional.
I have the turn 1 Temple, so already starting out ahead.
Already lucky.
And I do not think this card is good in this matchup. I don't think Corey's going to develop a very wide battlefield, so this Deafening Clarion can go to the bottom.
Alrighty.
Doesn't kill Feather or Adonto Vanguard.
Yeah,
so.
and most of the time doesn't kill 10th Lieutenant. Is it 10th Lieutenant?
10th District Lieutenant.
Okay, gotcha. If you know anything about me or my family, me and my brother struggle with card names a little bit.
Yeah. Brad struggles with names of a lot of things. Every time he would try to explain Game of Thrones to me, Amber would have to cut him off and be like, Brad, that is not the name of any of them.
BBD speaks proficient Brad, though, and he'll basically translate sometime. He gets the card names wrong, and BBD's learned to do the same for me, so BBD's really our middleman now.
He should add that one to the resume.
Yeah.
Pass it to
All right.
Adonto Vanguard is the card that I was really scared of here, so disappointed to see it on turn 2. Yeah, so good against red removal.
Okay, well, I'm going to beat.
I will take it with my face.
Yes.
17.
So now I have the option here. I mean, I can just play this, which I'm really leaning on because I don't have anything really effective to do if I were to draw another land with it. So I think it's just time to jam. Your turn. Let's hope you don't have that double shock.
3 damage.
1, 2, 3. Carry the 4 divided. No, it's 4 toughness. Yeah.
And 4 is bigger.
This is only
3.
1 toughness, though.
Well, this is not.
I may not pay. I may fall asleep.
I may not pay. Look over there.
Where'd my cards go? That was impressive. I'm going to go with Judge, but...
We got Ricky out there if you ever need a judge call.
Okay, perfect.
He's hanging out. We brought him in here a couple times.
I bet.
He got a real good beat on me. I had my interaction wrong, and he was like, I would think someone who's been on Jeopardy would know this. It's just very dry, in his Ricky sense.
Yeah.
So I could play this, but it's going to do nothing.
I would say try it.
And die. So I guess I'll pass the turn.
All right. My hand is quite strong, I have to say. Untapping with Feather. I feel redeemed after my loss. Wow. Okay. This is interesting. I don't.
Is it, though?
Okay. Well, let's see here. We can really start going off with Feather, or we have a great play here. I almost think we just want to go with the great play in the form of Gideon Blackblade. I think this would be a quite strong play against Ross's 4-mana sorcery Karn deck. Well, or we really can kind of go off here. This seems like a really close one here.
None of my cards do anything.
I like that. Well, let's think about this. So, Gideon, what can Ross really do to deal with a Planeswalker? It seems like Ross's list is pretty weak to Planeswalkers, but I can also just do some cantrips that I'm going to get back here and really try to close the door. So we got 6, 7, 8... Okay, actually, we are going to go with this line here because we can present a 2-turn clock, and I'm sure that's something that's going to be quite strong.
That's not a lot of turns.
That's not too many turns for you.
I need a lot more turns than that.
So I'm going to Defiant Strike here.
Yeah.
Draw a card. This will be exiled. Okay, that was gas. I'm going to attack for 4, 5, 6, 7.
That'll be 7.
Put you to 10, and since we drew the land, now we can go. Oh, I guess we definitely missed the lifelink before. It's not going to be super relevant, but
sure.
Yeah, definitely should have played that. Oh yeah, thanks. I'm a noob. Sorry, everyone. Yeah. Okay, so we'll tick up on this. Should have did that pre-combat, but I'm guessing there's no takesies backsies. I heard Todd lays down the hammer on you when you try to takes it back, so I won't even ask. So, all right, pass to you.
He does on occasion. This thing like prevents all
damage during my turn. Yep.
Yeah, so I can't.
So
burn
you can't
it out
strike. Yeah, you can untap and strike, and then die very badly the next turn.
I think I'm gonna die very badly regardless. Yeah, that's not gonna do anything.
God, Feather is disgusting.
I'm gonna play a Karn and make a Matthias.
A Matthias? He's the artifact.
Matthias is
the construct.
Did we get any constructs here? Come on, come on.
I'll save you the time. I'm going to very much kill you here.
I just had a giant pile of expensive planeswalkers.
Yeah.
None of which were going to ever survive.
It seems like, you're very good at dealing with 3 toughness creatures, but the fact that, you can't really kill any of my creatures here. Yeah. If you're on the play and you can accelerate, I think that seems fine, but it seems a little brutal.
The Adonto Feather start is going to be tough.
It's going to be very tough. So
let's get me some lava coils in this deck.
Yeah. Are we playing one more pre, or are we going to post?
Let's do another pre with some lava coils. I think they were some lava coils. Your first deck.
I got 2 because I have 2 in my deck, or I have 2 in the sideboard if you want to use those for now. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to take those from you. So you have a 13 card sideboard. That's how this works.
Okay, fair. Mid change, I like it.
I've got one over here. We're gonna swap out some of these lightning strikes. Give me some lava coils.
Okay. So you got it.
I can kill something because killing things is important.
But even if they still seem a little rough because lava coil can only kill a Feather if I leave it unprotected. And the only reason I actually forced out Feather there is because my hand was Defiant Strike, Shock, Reckless Rage, and none of those actually do a good job of protecting Feather. And I knew if I just played it, there's no real effective way unless you had Lava Coil, but I couldn't protect it, like I said, anyways, so I think it was completely reasonable to just jam it out there. Plus, and what would you have done? I think it was a pretty close line. I had Plains, Mountain, Gideon, double Defiant Strike, Shock. Any of my plays are excellent. I started with Defiant Strike and then drew the Plains, so I think Gideon after that made sense. But being able to go Defiant Strike, draw 2 cards, bring them back, it's just so good.
Yeah, no, I think that makes a lot of sense. You're just going to put me under so much pressure. Clearly, I don't have an answer to your things, so I don't think there's a need to extend it further to the board.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's take one question while we're shuffling here for game 2.
BRGZ87 asked if you would consider Mystic Forge in the deck. In your deck.
Mystic Forge?
It's the colorless artifact that's like Experimental Frenzy. You can play other artifacts off the top of your deck.
There's not actually a ton of actual artifacts in this deck. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of planeswalkers that are making the artifacts, or Karn the Great Creator tutoring them from the sideboard. Yeah. So I don't think that card is going to be that effective here. You're making a lot of artifact tokens in this deck, and then
seems pretty narrow.
Yeah. But definitely a powerful card in the vintage format.
Oh, definitely.
That one might get restricted.
Yeah, when you don't have to play lands. When you can just, your lands are artifacts.
Off the top, soaring off the top.
Which I have to say, vintage is one of my favorite formats. I played the Paradoxical Outcome deck, and it is just a blast.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I used to play a lot of vintage back in the day in the mid-2000s. Yeah. Although the format was very different then.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I had to play Juggernaut with my Wish's Workshops.
Oh.
Gotta kill him.
Wow. Before my time.
Yeah. I've got a reasonable hand. We got some early interaction. Some lands.
So I got an interesting one. I have 2 copies of this, which I really think it's basically a dead card. I haven't looked exactly at your list for the integrity of the game, but I just don't think it's going to be that great. But otherwise, the hand is pretty solid, so we're going to give it a shot.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start on a Boros dual land that enters tapped, so I scry 1, right? That's how this works?
That's how you work. Yep.
Yeah.
I will do the scrying here. All right, we're going to put that to the bottom. Do not need an extra land. And then it's your turn.
Okay. Let's play Cryptic Caves. That's another new one.
Yep.
Can sacrifice that one to draw a card if I have 5 or more lands.
Okay.
And we'll play Treasure Map.
Alrighty.
Nice to get this down early while I'm under very little pressure.
Yep. All right, we're going to get you for 2.
For 2?
Yep.
I'm at 18.
Your turn.
Okay. Well, before you got a chance to untap, I'm going to deal with this one with a shock.
Probably smart.
and then we've got a Sacred Foundry to enter tapped.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. And yeah, that is definitely something we were afraid of with this hand. This is going to be very limiting for us, so I will pass it back.
Oh, yeah. This is a complete 180 from the first game.
Yeah.
Scry, and given that Corey did not play another threat here, I don't think this shock is killing anything.
I didn't want to play my feather right now because I know you have lava coil, so I'm saving them for next turn.
Okay. That's smart. Well, I will. Do I want to upkeep this? I don't think I do, because if I draw a 4-mana Planeswalker, I'd really like to cast it.
Yep.
So let's just draw for turn.
Yeah, unless you're horrifically flooded or, you know.
Well, I drew a land that I would have preferred to scry to the bottom, so...
Then you misplayed.
Yeah, clearly. Okay, well, I guess it's just land, and... Does this do anything? I don't think that... Oh, yeah, it does. I guess I can name a card. So let's play Sorcerer's Spyglass. I guess I'll get a look at your hand, too.
All right, it's good. It's good.
Okay.
I had 2 Reckless Rages. I think I should have probably mulliganed this hand. It seems like an absolute dead card in this matchup.
Yeah.
But if I was in the dark, I would have kept the hand, but it was very reliant.
Also a matchup where it's tough to cycle those Defiant Strikes.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I'm going to name Gideon Blackblade.
That's pretty good.
And pass the turn.
It can still attack you, though.
It can.
Yeah. All right. Well, I could play this, but why give him extra information? So we'll say go.
Let's scry again.
Lucky. This is the classic red-white control mirror match.
Okay, let's keep that one on top.
I don't love that. Upkeep scry. Keep it on top again.
We'll draw that one.
Okay.
And scry again.
Okay.
Now we'll transform. That
God,
one
you're
can,
rich.
That one can stick around too.
You're rich with treasures.
Yeah, we got some Rhine over turfs.
All right. I got to get used to all the people that have their own tokens.
Yeah, you'll learn. You'll learn. And I think I just want to get this down and start killing Corey. So let's sack 2 of them and play Chandra Awakened Inferno.
Oh, God. Do we have the emblems?
We have a different Chandra emblem, but it'll work just the same.
Okay.
So it's going to +2 and give you an emblem. That means...
And that stacks, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So
we'll be dead quick.
at the beginning of your upkeep, you'll take 1.
All right.
19.
19. I'm still winning, though, so.
Yeah, 19 to 18. We'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah, I'm not... we're not drawing well over here. All right. Sacred Foundry tapped. Your turn.
Just how I like it. So we'll plus this.
Okay.
Give you another one of these.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. We're very giving here at Versus Live.
Yeah, usually giving someone emblems is not exactly what you want to be doing in Standard, but that Chandra definitely breaks the mold here.
Now we'll play a Karn.
All right.
And I'm wondering, I'm probably just going to sack this to draw a card anyway, so I'll just plus the Karn Strike is not going to be very big, so we'll just gain some card advantage here.
I think with you knowing I have 2 Defiant Strikes, it's very smart to not give me a target.
So giving me the mountain, this will stay under the Karn, and I've already played land, and so I guess I'll sack the treasure first, see if I draw another map.
Yep.
If not, I'll just pop the caves on end step as well. That was not a map.
I gotta read this caves too.
Yeah, it's just like a Horizon land. But
it's pretty nice.
Yeah, not
spicy.
A bad one.
All right.
Solid singleton. Upkeep, you'll take 2. Go to 17.
17. Yeah, I've drawn nothing but red-white land since you have checked my hand, so we'll pass it back.
Well, let's pop the caves.
Yeah.
And
you'd think we're playing the same deck here, and I just haven't drawn my Planeswalkers yet.
Didn't I take all these out? Felt like I did. I might have just added a card to my deck.
Okay. So sure. I win this game because of an illegal deck?
We'll check during the break and then we'll come back.
Sure.
So let's just draw the next card. We'll play like it's in my deck.
Okay, that's fair. We'll be calling Ricky in here after this for these cheats you're doing over there. But yeah,
see no reason not to give you another emblem. Again, don't want to create a creature. We'll just plus.
Yep. Well, you can have the shock, since that would not really kill anything.
And I guess to avoid getting a creature onto the battlefield, we will just play a Karn.
Okay.
And we can minus this and find something.
All right.
I can find Probably don't want to find the Immortal Sun.
Yeah, come on.
I guess I'll find a God Pharaoh statue. That seems fine.
Sure.
Pass the turn.
All right, I'll take 3.
You're 14.
14. All right, we're cooking now. We have a playable. All right. And the emblem still hit me even if this goes away, right?
Oh, yeah.
It is,
That's how emblem.
All right, we are going to go with Legionnaire.
That's pretty good.
Would have been a lot better earlier.
Yeah.
I guess we have to kill Karn. Maybe we just have to go face. I don't think we really win by not going face. So we'll attack you.
No blocks.
Defiant Strike. Trigger.
Yep. So you get to scry 1.
Okay. All right. Ooh, I definitely should have did that pre-combat. Yeah. Okay, well, I think I'll take that. So we'll scry and we'll take this. And then I think that is all we'll do for now. Take 3?
4. Defiant Strike pumps it.
Oh, yep.
So 14 all.
14.
Back to even.
And I'll pass it to you.
Okay. So
We're in it.
we are in it to win it.
I know which cards I'll be taking out post-board here. They seem horrendous.
Let us continue to make things.
Love it.
I will also start this turn by attempting a lava coil on this 10th District Legionnaire.
Attempting a lava coil, eh? Not much I can do about that. I can hope to get lucky. Going with another Defiant Strike here. We're in a basically unwinnable situation here anyways. I don't think I'm going to risk that just because Ross can negative Karn to get back another lava coil, so we'll just let it go.
Okay. I will minus the Karn to get a land.
Okay.
And cast this God Pharaoh statue that you know about.
Perfect.
And pass the turn.
Everything costs 2 more.
Yeah, on my end step you lose life. Go to 13.
13, and then I take 4 down to 9. Everything costs 2 more, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I never activated this. Whatever. You're good.
Didn't need it. Still had all these.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to tutor for. I'm not making a creature.
Legionnaire. We will Defiant Strike. Scry first.
The hallmark of these heroic style decks has always been the efficiency of their cards, and you can see it right here. 4
really
mana, 2/2 haste.
You know it.
3 mana Defiant Strike.
We'll get you for 4.
I am at 10.
All right, we need a miracle. So we're going to scry for 1.
Yes. Terminus.
Nope. All right, your turn.
Bonfire of the Damned. That doesn't deal damage to planeswalkers.
Yeah, we're done. We're toast.
Okay. Well, I will put you out of your misery. Let's give you give you another emblem.
Yeah.
Strike and shock you.
There we go. Yeah, in hindsight, I definitely shouldn't have kept a double Reckless Rage. I'm basically mulligan to 5 at that point.
You also could have sixed him with the God Pharaoh statue.
Yes, I can animate the statue because you were tapped out. There, I could have dealt about 25 damage that turn.
Impressive. Oh yeah, animated the God Pharaoh's gift. Yep, that seems good. Seems good. Two very different games here. You would have not known those was the same matchup. You were just tuning in.
Lava Coil, certainly an upgrade from Lightning Strike, although not super relevant at that point.
No. I was drooling over here, not playing any Magic.
Yes. So we are going to take a short break here while we get sideboarding set up, and we will be back for the post-sideboard games of Mono Red Artifacts versus Boros Feather.
With no Reckless Rages.
We did some sideboarding, and we wanted to save some time, so we're just going to go quickly through that.
Yeah.
I've brought in the 3 copies of Fry for my sideboard, cutting the 2 Deafening Clarions and the Sorcerer's Spyglass.
Yeah.
Just upgrading, getting some more removal that matches up well, specifically against Feather, but also 10th District Legionnaire. And then, Corey, you have cut your Reckless Rages.
Yes, finally, because they were so terrible. Cut the Rages, brought in a Johnny and Binding. And really what the internet problems were, Ross knew he was going to lose so badly for this game 3 that he just pulled the plug. We got it back plugged in, so, sorry about that, everybody.
Well, let's see how it's going to go. I think my Fries are going to do some work.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Fries.
Everyone does. All right, good luck. Good luck.
You too. You're going to be on the play.
Okay. All right. Oh, I'll keep. That's a Spicer.
I don't have a cheap removal spell, but I have a temple, so I'm sure I'll scry.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was. My hand's horrendous outside of the temple. So
Yeah.
we're going to temple. We got this card. This card is just insane in this matchup. So we're going to keep that right on top.
I will play temple and scry.
Okay.
And I think I want another land, even though this is not really the one I wanted.
Okay.
Maybe I'm supposed to. Oh, this is. No, I'm going to do this on turn 3 anyway, I think. So let's just. If I'm going to do that, then it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm bottoming it.
Bottoming it? Okay.
Yeah.
Our hand is quite nice here. So right away here, we have a plethora of options. Okay. So between these 3, we really want to always be trying to protect our creatures. That is the namesake of this deck. And this is the only one that actively does it by itself. So we're going to go with Vanguard and say go. Your favorite card, right?
Field of Ruin.
Yep.
Go.
So one thing I usually notice whenever a Field of Ruin gets played is that is usually the last land in hand. It's just a soul read, but that would be where my head is going if I was in a tournament. So now we have options that are a little bit more interesting here. Now we can either play one of these 2 creatures, and once again, we want to try to hedge on exactly the removal we're going to see. And I tend to want to protect this card a little bit more. So we're gonna get aggressive here. We're gonna go with 10th District Legionnaire.
Yep.
And we're gonna attack for 5.
15.
All right, your turn.
Okay, that one's not bad. Once again,
No land drop, go.
I drew a mountain. Come on.
Okay.
I can try to take 1 turn off to play this, and then I can't even double spell next turn because of the mana that I've drawn. That's actually
Field of Ruin seems a little rough sometimes.
That's a tough one here. The mana being that weak.
Field of Ruin seems like a necessary evil to deal with, like Search for Azcanta in those types of matchups. But yeah, really bad in these types of matchups.
I have a feeling that there's a God's Will incoming if I try to kill the Legionnaire.
Amen.
And there's not much else I can do. You know, next turn we could just see Feather into God's Willing, and that'll probably lock it up. We have ping pong back and forth with a bunch of blowout games in this matchup.
Yeah, really.
I think I have to try to take the risk to hit another red source next turn, so I'm going to play a Power Stone Shard.
Okay.
And pass.
All right.
Because that's a way where I can really pull very far ahead.
Yeah, I think you need to take the high-risk play here. All right, so we drew an interesting one. We have options. Now, we could just do this if we're really feeling aggressive. And we're still hitting for 5. We don't have to worry about too much. That is kind of the thing that is a little scary to us. Or we just go this and have some extra stuff to back it up. I don't think I'm supposed to care about that much right now, so I think we are just going to try to get busy here.
Another 5, I'm at 10.
Yep. Okay. And then we're going to go with an Arcanist and say go.
Okay. Red source here, and we might have a little bit of business.
One time. Feel the run?
Fortunately, did not hit it, but I guess we can go Saheeli, Treasure Map, and make a servo.
Treasure Map, make a servo, okay.
And pass the turn. So now we got a blocker, but hopefully there's no shock there. This one's the one with counters.
Okay. We will... You know what to do here. Let me do a little math. Okay, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We will just untap.
Okay. I don't know whether that's good or bad.
Not a great draw there. Now, we're faced with a little bit of a tougher decision here, because Saheeli can definitely get carried away. But I think we're still in a pretty decent spot, but I think we're going to have to cast this here. All right, we're going to attack everything at you.
So that's a 6-point attack.
Yep.
Which is pretty close to lethal. So Defiant Strike is worth 2 when it targets 10th District Legionnaire. But your other spells are mainly protection and removal. Like any pair of shock and Defiant Strike could just kill me. So I think I should just make the conservative play and block here. I could also like maybe block here, make you pay 4 life, but I don't think that's going to be relevant. I think I'll just block there.
Okay, take 4.
I'm at 6.
All right. So now we are forced with this decision. I do not think it's this. I think we just have to do this to stop from any shenanigans here. We're just going to Binding Saheeli.
That is
D's?
a stilt.
And then we'll pass to you. We're really just trying to make sure the shard does not get carried away. Because, yeah, I mean, if you play some non-creature spells and you just immediately turn into a shard, you really get to go nuts.
Man, really needed a land there.
Yeah.
Stuck on 5 mana with 6 mana worth of stuff I need to do.
Yeah, and just the 3 colorless here.
Yeah. So I guess we're going to try to use our mana more effectively, and that means playing a Karn and making a blocker.
Okay.
It's going to be a 3/3, so it'll survive shock, but I'm going to be dead to a shock anyway.
Not bad.
And we still don't have any Matthiases over here. I blame
I'll
Travis.
have to do for now. Okay.
He was busy dealing with the internet issues.
That's fair. That's fair. We'll give him a pass. All right.
Just this once, though.
Not the greatest draw, but let's see what we can do here. So we can force Ross to have to chump block here if we cast this and use it again with Dreadhorde Arcanist, which I think is exactly what we have to do. We can get punished with some things here. But I think that has to be the play. So we're going to God's Willing, targeting here. Trigger this on top of this.
Yeah, so you get 2 scries.
Yep. Okay. So perfect. Thank you. Scry 1. I think we're going to keep this on top. I think this should be pretty effective here. Since I think Ross is going to be taking 4 this turn almost no matter what. So we're going to keep that on top. Then we are going to... Oh, double scry. Keep him on top.
Yeah.
Declare attacks.
Yeah. Doesn't really matter what color.
Yep. We're going to target this again.
Yep.
To get the other trigger top. And yeah, you may block.
Yeah, so either block I make here is going to be a chump. Corey will easily pay the 4 life, and I pretty easily die to basically anything if I don't block here.
Yep.
So block the Legionnaire.
Take 4.
I'm a 2.
All right, and then we'll go one more Adanto for good measure, and then it's your turn. Yeah, these creatures seem really tough for this deck to deal with.
Yeah, that's been a problem.
I mean, this is pretty awkward here. This is actually actively pretty bad, but we had enough of an aggressive start where I think Adanto Vanguard is just the card in this matchup.
Yeah, it was really like if I got one more turn to the Saheeli, I think I would have been in good shape.
Yeah, I was 1 short from God's Willing on end step and then attacking and then binding the token to just finish you off that turn, but I think this will do.
I don't think there's anything I can draw here.
Play with that revealed.
Yeah. Even without that shock, I just can't deal with 3 things and make a blocker.
Yeah, Clarion is very ineffective right now, so
I needed to be able to go Karn Coil last turn, or at least I guess you would have had the God's Will. No, you tapped out for the binding. That was that.
Yes, I did. Yep.
So I was able to go Karn Coil this.
Make a token.
Yeah.
Would have been reasonable. And yeah, my hand was a little redundant where these would be actively pretty bad.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But I'm dead. So close one there.
That is a close one.
I think I would have had that one on the play because your draw was pretty creature heavy.
Yeah.
But the Adanto Vanguard is just so much pressure
so good
early.
Yeah.
And definitely a tough one for me to deal with.
Yep.
Once this.
I think, we saw it back at the Pro Tour where Andrew Ellenbogen won. That's escaping me exactly. The last actual Pro Tour, Guilds of Ravnica. We saw, Adanto Vanguard basically warping the metagame. Is It Phoenix was just a bad deck. I wouldn't say bad, but it was a really hard deck to play because that red-white deck, red-white aggro was just everywhere,
Yeah.
you know, and I remember the mocks right before the Pro Tour itself, it was like 10 out of 12 decks were red-white, so it put the fear of red-white into everyone, so nobody could really play Phoenix, and that's why Adonto Vanguard just punishes red decks when that's the only removal. You just can't do anything,
Yeah,
you know?
no, I played a bit of that deck towards the end of that season, played it at the Season 2 Invitational last year, and yeah, when you played Adonto Vanguard against any deck relying on red removal, it was just super, super strong, and
Exactly.
my deck also isn't really able to pressure you that much to make it weak. You know, the mono red decks are good against Vanguard because they just make it so you can't afford to pay the 4 life.
Exactly.
And it's just a 3/1 that doesn't actually block well. So, but my deck's certainly unable to do that. And the 2 games you had turn 2 Adonto Vanguard on the play are able to quickly run away with it because it's just hard for me to establish any Planeswalker at that point.
That's the problem with that deck that I see a little bit is you can't really pressure in a world where Planeswalkers need to be pressured. But against slower aggressive decks, I think you can go over the top pretty effectively. But against these hyper aggressive red-white strategies, I think this is going to be a very tough matchup. Along with like mono red, I think that deck's going to struggle. But
I would like to see some like Legion War bosses in the sideboard to help out pressuring Planeswalkers, things like that, just so you can at least sideboard into something that does that more effectively. Right now, you're really hinging on that turn 3 Saheeli, which is why they're the full 4 copies.
And you got white, so Adonto Vanguards, get them in there.
Bullet to Vanguard. Okay, we are going to take a short break here. Can we do shorter than 10? Since we already had a break for the technical difficulties, we can try to get in this third match.
Plus, this is the deck I'm most excited to play. I'm not going to lie.
We're going to do 5 minutes. We're going to keep the last couple. Actually, we can't keep them secret because they're going to be on the screen. So we're going to be both these decks are sweet. We're going to be playing Orzhov Vampires. So that we talked about we're both high on the Vampire Tribe. So Corey's going to be trying that out in the next match, and I'm going to be playing Teshar Combo. So that's a sweet one too. Don't want to miss that one. We'll be back for the last match of Versus Live.